Morning, everyone. Please rise for the reading of the word. Connie. Come here. Come here. What are we reading today? Jonah. Yeah. Jonah. You say that again? Jonah? That's good. 4, 1 to 5. You ready? Okay. Right here. Right there. Yep. But Jonah was greatly displeased and became angry. He prayed to the Lord, "O Lord, is this not what I said when I was still at home? This is why I was so quick to flee to Tarshish. I knew that you are gracious and compassionate God, slow to anger and abundantly in love, a God who relents from sending calamity. Now, O Lord, take away my life, for it is better for me to die than to live." But the Lord replied, "Have you any right to be angry?" Joshua went out and sat down at a place east of the city. There he made himself a shelter, sat in its shade, and waited to see what would happen to the city. Now, ready to go. Amen. That's good. Okay. I needed help to do the right scripture reading today. Okay, without any further ado, Pastor Robert Guy, Bishop Lord.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
You may see. I come across this week, actually a little bit before, and about the price of a comfort zone. And it made me think about when our kids were small. At first, when Troy and Trina, Trevor wasn't yet, and now I was married, we had pup tent and we had sleeping bags at first. Well, that wasn't very comfortable, so we worked on getting a umbrella tent with the 2 rooms, and that was pretty good. Well, the rooms are with the zipper in. If you've seen them, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So we felt that we'd be very comfortable, but still the ground was hard. And so then got caught for Nancy and I to make it more comfortable. And it wasn't long after that we figured, well, you know what, if we had a camper, one that you pull behind the vehicle, the comfort zone would be more comfortable. Well, at that time, please forgive me, but at that time I had a Renault Dauphine. It was, well, smaller than Carol's car, smaller than Linda's car. If you know what a little Renault was, well, you can't pull a camper with that little thing. So then we had to get a bigger vehicle. So I bought a pickup with wheels. But then our comfort zone was much better. Because now we have a camper with actual bed that folded out. You had to break down the table and lay the cushions out. And of course the kids loved the one at the top of the bunk. Well, by then Trevor showed up. Well, as the baby showed up, then our comfort zone became very crowded. Our comfort camping. So then, we got a bigger camper. And then, had to get a bigger truck, full camper. So we find out that comfort zone kept costing more. And now I learned about the man who kept a light on for me, Tom Bodett. Motel 6. I didn't care if it was Motel 6, Motel 8, Motel 10, I didn't care. But it was a whole lot better. Now we thought that traveling to Florida and back, it'd be a whole lot nicer to have a camper and cheaper. Wrong. You're pulling, I guess at that time it was a 6,000 pound or 8,000 pound holiday rambler. That's all what they call, where, Dennis, do you know about that? Yeah, something like that. It takes gas.
That's right.
And he even took a picture in Lottie, Florida. Gas 27 cents a gallon. Well, we thought we were more comfortable pulling this camper. Of course, then when you get to Florida, you park the camper because we stayed with Lily Mae Platt. Well, that was pretty crowded, so somebody else would sleep in the camper while somebody slept in the house. Our comfort zones down through the years that we want to make sure that we're comfortable. Now, I have a cousin who says he would never buy a vehicle that's automatic as long as it's got 2 legs and a hand. That he'll always buy a standard shift. Well, I got this thing a long time ago that I'd much rather have the automatic. And I sure was glad when they were putting automatics in the pickups. Much nicer. So my comfort zone increased. And then I got an excursion. Not an excursion, Centurion. It was a custom wannabe vehicle. It had whistles and bells in it that I didn't even use, but it was comfortable driving. But come to find out, that wasn't working for my family because then Megan came along. Now we needed more room, and then Linda came along, and we needed more room. So I got a dress van. Lee had a dress van. I had several of them, and that was really comfortable. In fact, it was so comfortable, a lot of times I drove places I didn't even remember driving there. I was sleepy or fell asleep. It was so comfortable. But it cost me money. And when you think about the price of your comfort, the price, what we will spend to be comfortable. We're talking about 2 different comfort zones today. One comfort zone is being comfortable physically, being satisfied physically. My daughter said the other day, Trenda, Wednesday night, she told me that she runs back and forth to Paxton, up close to Harrisburg. And with this new Ford that she has, it's a Fusion, I think. No, not a Fusion, it's a Focus. With that new Focus she has, that she can run all week on less than $20 in gas. Well, first she said, about 12 gallons of gas. I said, well, I just put 12 gallons of gas in my actual ditch. $40. My vehicle is much comfortable than hers, but I like it much better, even at 10 miles a gallon, versus 26, 29, 28 miles a gallon, and that's what you get in it, your vehicle? Okay, Carol, when you get about that too, you run back and forth Campbell, right? And it's comfortable, it's much more comfortable than a motorcycle. Now, I still don't know about that little things. It looks like somebody put a device and squeezed them, they call them, smart cars. I don't know how smart that is. You run into one of them things that Lee and Randy drive,
Yeah.
I don't know how smart they feel. But one thing about it, they feel good because they're saving money on gas. But then, my daughter has a $400 a month car payment. So it's comfortable, gas-wise. She says, but Dad, look what I'm saving in gas. I said, yeah, but she needs something reliable, likewise with Carol. She needs something reliable. Now, Linda doesn't have to drive too far from where, what is it, about 8.5 miles, something like that, to where you work?
That's about right.
Millerville. So she's not traveling a long distance. But my daughter Megan is traveling to down off of 695 every day. So they need a vehicle that's responsible and that will work. And also you want to be comfortable while you're doing it. So we'll pay a lot of money. People will pay a lot of money to save gas, save money on gas. But at the same time, it's costing money. It's costing more money. Amen? When I work in heavy construction, we have wall makers and iron workers and pipe fitters, we call them pipe fighters, who was their Peach Bottom in a chemical plant in Iowa, where they had a fifth wheel. Y'all know what the fifth wheel is? Got to have pickup, pull that, can't pull the Carol's car. You know, because it'd be a car like that. No place to put the goose. But anyhow, they lived in that as they worked away from home, which made sense. And one or two of them had a motorhome. That was their home away from home. It was comfortable, but it cost money. Now, we do our best to make things comfortable for our family. At one time, Nancy had aspirations of when Zimmy's pool, their Spry used to be. Now it's just weeds. And we need to become members of that pool club. Yeah, we need to become members of that pool club. So then we get the bright idea, well, why spend all that money to make Zimmy rich? Put our own pool in. So we got an above ground pool. Well, did you ever try to dive into above ground 4-foot deep pool? It's a little rough to dive. Well, what we have to have is, come on now. Let's get rid of that and let's put a big pool in. Then we can dive and we can swim and we can have pool parties. It's very comfortable. Some of you have been there. It was comfortable and it was nice, but it cost money. There was a cost. So you have to spend money to be comfortable. Now Jonah would take you to his part of life. Jonah had just come out of the belly of a fish. And I don't think that he spent a whole lot of time after that eating fish. He was probably sick of fish, because a fish threw him up, or threw him out. I guess threw him out. Earlier in the book of Jonah, you read, and God prepared a large fish. Not a whale. You know, I grew up as a kid like Mason and Quinlan and and Maddie and those kids, I grew up with a story about Jonah and the whale. It wasn't a whale. Come on, gang. It wasn't a whale.
Big fish.
A big fish. And you say, well, that's not possible. Troy sent me a picture this week of one of the largest groupers that I have ever seen.
Yeah, I saw that.
Large. I had friends and guys who worked for me in Florida. They were scuba diving around the Skyway Bridge, and the one fellow, all of a sudden, he couldn't move his legs. And he looks around, and here's this grouper that had his legs and his waist in its mouth. See, well, that's still not big enough for a fish to swallow a man. The big fish. And there was a big fish, the picture Troy saw second. But at some time, I don't remember when I won't give you the date because I don't quite remember it. But in this Mediterranean Sea, where this took place, of the fish swallowing Jonah, they found the jaws of a grouper that a man could stand, feet on the bottom of the jaw and hand on the top jaw.
Yeah.
They found that.
Mhm.
So that leads us to believe that there's definitely a fish. Now the old timers said for a man, a fish to swallow a man, it had to be a whale. Well, a whale's not a fish. It's a mammal. But at the same time, regardless of that, this creature that, and I call it a creature, that God created, that the man could sit, and then you've seen all those pictures down through in Sunday school class, Jonah's sitting in the belly of the whale, and he's got a fire going, and he's sitting there keeping warm in the belly of the fish, in the belly of the whale, they used to say in Sunday school. But however, he had just finished. God wanted him to go to Nineveh to speak, and he wouldn't do it. So he went on to scripture about the second verse, chapter. He went on and bought a ticket to get on a boat, and he was gone. Going to go to a place like Ocean City, or a place somewhere where he could relax. And of course, you know the story. If any time at all in church, you know the story. And the story is that Jonah, after 3 days, he started praying really hard, and the fish puked him up. Threw him out on the ground. Well, he had just finished God's work. He had just completed a part of his life. 4 people, the 29th of April, completed another journey
Mhm.
to Kenya.
Mhm.
Randy Dennis, Trent, and I. Jonah had just finished. After the fish puked him out, then he went to Nineveh and he preached and people got saved. And he figured, well, that's it. And just like the 4 of us that went to Kenya and we come back and say, well, that's it. We're done for the year. We can't be done for the year. We can't do it. If we just say, well, I'm glad that's over. 12 hours in Toronto. A bad experience in Paris. Airport, De Gaulle. Well, I sure am glad that's over. Well, it's not over. It's just another step. How many of you have gone to Washington, D.C. and the Washington Monument and climbed to the top of it? Do any? 5, 6 of us? 7 of us? you can reach a point where, am I gonna go all the way up to the top, or, I just can't hardly do this thing. That's about it. Well, the next time, that was when I was a teenager, Nancy and I were dating, and I played football, and I was in pretty good shape. And so, some of us crazy, I don't say stupid, because crazy can be fixed. You can't fix stupid. Well, we thought that we're gonna run up there. We're gonna run to the top of Marshall, George Washington Monument. Well, I found out later, it was much more comfortable to ride in an elevator. But at that time, I didn't realize I had an elevator. But once you got part of the way, half of the way, you had a choice. Turn around and go back down, and the rest of the guys in the football team going, chicken. So we gotta make sure we get to the top. You can't stop. And that's the way it is when we got back from Kenya. We can't stop. We can't stop. We gotta keep going. Gotta keep moving. You say, well, there's hardly anybody here. I know there's hardly anybody here. We're saving these seats for other people when they get here. We gotta have a positive attitude. We cannot be discouraged.
Yeah.
And then we pick up verse 4. Pick up verse 4. Jonah was really upset and angry. So he prayed, oh Lord, know from the very beginning that you wouldn't destroy the people of Nineveh. Right? That's what it reads. He threw a fit. So he thought, okay, thinking his job was done. Again, what price, what would it cost you to be comfortable? We're back in our own bed. Isn't it much more comfortable, Dennis and Randy, to sleep in your own bed?
Yeah.
Even the sleeper in the truck that you dropped was more comfortable than where we slept in Africa.
Yeah.
I think. I never slept in that bed in your truck.
That's a thought.
But it's more comfortable at home. Now, on our next trip, you say, what do you mean a next trip? Yeah, buddy, we can't stop. They've added 3 more churches in Kakamega in the Malaba area. You say, oh my God, how are we going back? We can't better. We got one more. Didn't ask any money. We added 3 churches. They're Christ Chapel, Kakamega. They are there. People are getting saved. People are getting healed. They're baptizing people. We got 3 more churches there. So we got a total of 7 churches in Kenya. They're not asking for any money. They don't want any money. The main thing they wanted is that they can work under our cover. In that country, that you have to be a registered, your church has to be registered with Kenya Council of Churches in order to legally have a church. And so that's what they're doing. And they said, well, how in the world are we going to be able, again, and I'll repeat it, I can't repeat it enough, it's not costing us money. But what it's doing, we're supposed to go into all the world doing what? And teaching and baptizing. Not in the name of Christ Chapel, not in the name of the Lutheran, not in the name of the Methodist, but in the name of God. Hallelujah? And so, Jonah decides, he's very angry with God. He said, you see, I knew you were going to burn down Nineveh. Well, God had compassion. In verse 3, you read that God had compassion, and he decided not to destroy all of Nineveh. There was about 120,000 people, according to the scriptures. There was about 120,000 people who lived in Nineveh. That's a lot of folks. It's estimated that 180,000 people live in the city of York, not in surrounding areas, but in the city of York, so approximately 180,000 people. So you think about, there was approximately 120,000 people, and Jonah's saying, well, man, I thought you was going to destroy it, and that makes me mad. What did I do all that for? I might as well just, that's it, I'm done with this. Well, you read in verse 4 that he went to sleep, and King James reads, a gourd grew up. Translated, it's a vine. A group of vines grew up over him, where he sat down like a pouting child, and he sat and relaxed. Well, I mean, after all, he was involved in leading thousands and thousands of people to the Lord in Nineveh, right? Come on, people, you know the story. It's there. He led thousands and thousands of people to the Lord. So, I guess that's done for me. I'm okay. The other cost that I want you to look at. Jonah decided to leave his comfort home, that zone that God set up for him. And that's when he got mad at God and went outside of town and sat down under a tree, and the vines grew up and shaded him. So I even figured, this is pretty good. It's pretty nice now, got a good home. Pretty nice. Got home cooking at the house. Got somebody to wash our clothes. Well, we had somebody to wash our clothes in Kenya, but we paid for it. You pay for it at home too. I didn't hear an amen.
Amen.
You pay for it. It costs. Everything we do has a price tag. So Jonah's got to the point where I'm done with this. Well, then what did God do?
Send along.
Verse 4. Then the Lord replied, after he said, verse 3, let me die. I'd rather be dead. Because prior to that, he sent a worm to eat the gourd or eat the vines that shaded him. And the scripture goes on and says about how the wind came and it got hot and blistery, and he was set. He was in good shape, but he got angry with God. Don't get angry with God. I know a man this day, as of right now, he hasn't repented, but because his mother's life was taken right at 40, not quite 40, 39, because his mother's life was taken, he's been mad at God ever since. Don't tell me about God. He killed my mother. He took my mother. There are people that are angry with God. Now the problem with being angry with God are the consequences. You pay a price. You pay a price being angry with God. Now I'm not angry with God that Lee didn't win the big lottery money the other week and get me a new expedition. It wasn't God's plan. God's plan for me is different than his plan for you. But what we can't do is get mad because we didn't get what we thought we should have. This week, there are many things that aggravate us. You may have seen in the news, the lady walked in at Target and she was angry because they're trying to do the transgender thing. She was angry because Target said that they're going to set things up for transgender bathrooms. And she was there. Well, she got arrested, really serving the peace.
That the lady that went in the Bible or something?
Yes.
Okay.
The news tried to say that it was a Christian thing. It was a church thing. What it was, she was angry because with her little ones, a transgender person can go in the restroom with her kids.
Right.
And she was really angry. And rightly so. Some of us feel the same way about that, but we're not going to go into the Target waving our Bibles. We're going to, and you get the chance to vote, vote.
Right there. And shop somewhere else.
Yeah. But she paid a price for that. There was a price. Now, follow me on this. She stepped out of her comfort zone. Realizing there would be a price to pay. It costs to step out of your comfort zone.
Hershey Park's doing the same thing.
Hershey Park? Well,
Don't patronize these places.
we won't go there.
Don't go there.
Don't do it.
Don't give me your money.
Go to Knoebels.
Knoebels. Tomorrow morning at 2 o'clock or so,
Mm-hmm.
Lee Rebuck will leave his house and climb in, or climb up, into the truck that he drives. And then Tuesday, you know what he'll do? Same thing. About 2 in the morning, leave the house, climb into the truck. You know what he's going to do Wednesday? Same thing. He's done it for so long, it's a comfort zone. It's comforting to know that somewhere there's a paycheck. And it's like everybody else, I found out that my week runs out of check money. My week runs out of money. So you have to go the next week. And then you have to go the next week. But you're comfortable because you're getting paid. Now there's some other things you'd rather do. But at the same time, you might say, well, I had somebody say to me this week, I really want to go to Africa with you. No, you don't. If you really want to go to Africa with us, if you really want to make that trip, you will figure out how to do it. You will do it.
Carol really wants to go.
I'm coercing her.
Okay.
Yes, I'm working. And Trina's going to start cooking. Well, Trina's going to be working on her to go too. But she's never said to me, Pastor, I really want to go. I've had people say that I would do just about anything. I said, okay, we're going to buy the ticket. We're going to buy the tickets. Nancy had a cousin. She said, she wants to go so bad. She can't. She just going. And when it come time to get the ticket, there's this excuse and that excuse and another excuse and another reason. If you really want to do it, you'll do it.
Right.
If I really wanted a new expedition, I could do it. I go into Chaplin or Beezy's or someplace, an Apple place, and if I sign in the right place about 3, 4, 5, 6 times, I can park a new one right out here. The rocker boards won't be rusted. The turning signals will work all the time. And won't have the stained seats from a family that's ridden in that vehicle. If I really wanted to do it. So the same thing about going to Africa. If you really want to do it, you can do it. You can do it. Now, I don't have the stamina that John Keener has. He gets his mind set on something. We'll just use it for instance. Going to Israel or going to Branson or going somewhere, and he starts putting money back. At 73 years old, I've hardly ever been able to do that. I can put something back, but I know where it is, and I can reach in there and take it on an emergency situation. Well, guess what? There become so many emergency situations, there's no money there. But if you really want to go, you can do it. The problem is you really don't want to get out of the comfort zone. Somebody told me, well, I'd really like to go, but I just can't imagine going to the bathroom with one of them little holes in the floor. Well, they're not all little round holes. Some of them are square. Either way you do it, there are people that didn't quite hit that spot. And they're nasty. And so this person told me, well, I just couldn't go. I just couldn't go, but I'd really like to go and see the work that's being done and help in the ministry. Well, then get out of your comfort zone and do it. I'll find you a porcelain turtle or toilet. We can find one. Right, guys?
Yeah.
We can probably find two.
Might be a little late.
Might be a little.
Eventually.
You find yourself walking around.
All I can say is this, you worry about a little splatter, so to speak. Well, I was at the Timing Hill Saturday morning, I walked in that bathroom, and there was, out of the 8 commodes, 5 of them were up just like that,
All messed up.
all messed up.
Golly, so there you go. So that excuse. Now, there are some things that Randy and Dennis would say that they'd like to stay in the comfort zone of me driving. Back to the airport this year, they rode with a 23-year-old. And they had to ride of their life. I'm not sure, but I think they were singing the song, Lord, I'm coming home. Don't fail me now, Jesus, but come home. After Jonah had reached his goal at Nineveh, he ran into what we get sometimes. We need to think outside the box. You got to think outside. You want to go to Kenya? Well, go to Kenya. You want to go to the missions field? If you really want to go, you can make the arrangements. I'm giving fair warning. Next year about the same time, sometime at the end of March, 1st of April, sometime in April. We're going to make the trip again. And that's far enough. How many people have, I don't want to show a hand, but how many people have belong to what they call, I guess, do they still call that the Christmas club and put so much money in?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or a vacation club too.
Vacation club.
Yeah.
And so you save up a little bit here, and a little bit there, and a little bit there, and then the next thing you know, you got all this money ready for Christmas time that you can spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on gifts. For the birthday of Jesus, and you don't give him a bit of a gift, not even $10. But you put it all into Monkey Words and Walmart and all those other places. Or you got the vacation club set up, and you go to, you take the family to Ocean City. At that time of year, the rooms are grossly overpriced. The food's grossly overpriced. But at the times that we've gone, we got a little apartment and we would make our own food. Very seldom would we go out on the boardwalk and eat out there, because the 4 or 5 of us, it'd be $110, $120 to something that really don't mean a whole lot, but we had the comfort zone. We're not staying on up toward Medina Beach or any of those places, we're not staying up there in a tent. We're staying in a nice place right close to the comfort zone of what we're going. So when we get away from the comfort zone, we can end up paying the price. You want to pay the price? What happens in Jonah? Jonah and verse, where is it, Bob? Verse 6. And the Lord made the gourd, the vines, to grow up and shade the head and protect him. But because he got angry with God, the cost was that comfort zone, that protection disappeared. And that's what I want to leave with you today. Maybe you need to think outside the box. Your comfort zone. Everybody in here is comfortable. We're comfortable. Randy says, and I think this will help him feel more comfortable in getting. Next trip, Sandy's coming back. And I have to admit, he did say he missed you.
I know, I missed that.
He missed you.
I know,
Just once.
I know.
Once. So, well, they got a nice place. Nice, clean, and neat. I've been there. Only ever saw one boat.
One what?
One boat.
Oh,
Yesterday, there was a stink bug. I'll tell you the truth, it may have flew out about 2 miles.
Everybody said about I wasn't seeing things, or I was seeing things.
Yeah,
I found out I wasn't seeing things.
you were seeing things. So, for her to make that trip with us, it's going to be a cost. It's going to be a cost. And I'm not talking about dollars and cents. I'm talking about getting out of the comfort zone. It's comfortable. Where you live, you got a nice place to sleep, right? Here at church, it's comfortable, right? It's comfortable. Now, when it rains a lot, we get a little water in the basement. But it's comfortable. You got a comfortable place to worship. We don't have neighbors like when we started out, 35 West Broadway. We don't have neighbors. Boom, 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 boom. Remember that? Randy and Sandy don't remember that. So one time I went down in the basement and I killed the electric in their apartment until we were done with service. And they were calling and wanted to know why they lost electricity. This is more comfortable than when we were there. Oh yeah, it's a little rough, the parking lot's gravel. And, I don't see anybody, one of you ladies, I haven't seen you wear any stilettos in here. You know, so, you know, it's ours.
Amen.
It's like my expedition. It's mine. There is no payment.
Right.
I can go completely broke, and as long as I got $36 for the tag, I'm okay. And I'm comfortable. And I ask you the question, are you willing to pay the price of winning and be willing to leave your comfort zone? Are you willing to leave your comfort zone? If you're willing to leave your comfort zone, then we have to be willing to pay the price. Sometimes I think, usually on the way home, before we board the airplane, and I think to myself, "Ah, man, another 20, 22 hours in airplanes, in airports. And I think, is it worth it all? When I get home and I get a call from our people in Kenya, I get a call that a lady got healed. People's lives are changed. It's worth it all. It's worth it all. I'm going to try and play this song. We'll see if I can get it. I lost it. I wanted to share this with you. If all else fails, I may have to call. Elizabeth, but I think maybe I might be able to get it. All right. Is everybody getting closer? Where are we at here? No, there you go. Okay. Now,